The Drum ventured west last Friday to Harwell campus near Didcot, where the Duke of York's Pitch at Palace scheme was hosting a bootcamp for the UK's tech startups. We caught up with the Duke and the programme's entrepreneurs at the event.
So what we've got to do is to move businesses through the first stage of investment as quickly as we can, so that they can actually get to the stage of being available to a venture capital firm, who are then going to take them on to the next stage. So we want to push them through the system as far as possible. Also, we want to be in a position to be able to encourage people to think about entrepreneurial activity as a means of gaining prosperity, not only for themselves, their families, but also for the UK. The environment in which the UK operates is actually very friendly towards a startup ecosystem. What we've got to do is to, as it were, reinforce in many different ways the value of starting a business in the UK and why you would do it here and not anywhere else.
Many of the startups we spoke to were just as confident as Prince Andrew in the UK's ability to support new businesses, but they all still face both their own unique and shared challenges.
On the investment side, I think some of the decisions made around EIS and SEIS has been great to kind of kickstart initial ideas that people have, and I think that's really to be applauded. But I think the key is, how do you fill that space between seed companies and real world beaters? I think that is the big challenge. So I think government can certainly play a role in making the UK an open place to attract talent, to attract people that work for the top startups, but also just to attract the big corporates and to make it clear that doing business as a big corporate, as a big company with British startups is an attractive proposition.
I think for any startup, you can create a beautiful product, but because your name is unknown, even when people, the customer side, when the big agency, for example, when they love the product and they have heard about it, still takes quite a long time for people to start paying for the product. For them to build trust with you as a new brand, as a new platform in the market. So I think the biggest challenge is actually making the most innovative players in the market trust your new company, your new little platform, and work with you.
As a startup business, we've got quite a few challenges. One is mentoring, because being new to business, we need the kind of guidance to be able to help us push the business forward, but also things like access to funding, access to different markets and clients.
The startup scenes around the world are different, and it's very, very important that we deliver for our ecosystem and we don't try and copy other people's. Now, most people would try and emulate or copy what's going on the west coast of the United States in San Francisco and the Valley. That's not the UK. We do things in a slightly different way. Therefore, take what we do and really turn that into something that is of value. And then many businesses, even from the United States, come here, and we should be going there. We should be going to Germany. We should be going to Israel. We should be going all over the place to see what suits a particular company. But also, once you've started, in most cases, they're going to have to go global anyway. So it's then a question of where do they go globally? And that's where we can also add value.
While the Duke encourages a drive to trade internationally, one thing that could potentially push this strategy off course is Brexit. However, most new business founders are optimistic about a forthcoming departure from the European Union.
Being in Europe was no better, no worse, right? You've got your idea works and go from there. Now, some things which, high number of goods and things like that can be different. But especially technology, ideas, businesses, they're worldwide already on day one.
We are global from the start. We have people in the UK, we have remote people, we have people in Russia, so it's like really international for us, and our customer base is global as well. But I can see how the workforce market domestically, if I want someone in the office in London, how maybe it will be more difficult for me to attract that talent from EU in the coming years. And also maybe from the customer perspective, if the agencies start dividing those budgets or business units or the structure of their business between the UK and Europe, maybe it's like it will be harder to make business with them.
London is the powerhouse for brands and publishers, and it will continue to be that regardless of what happens around Brexit. I have absolutely no doubt about that. What I think the responsibility of government now is to continue to provide the message and actually be open for international talent with hard to get skills to come and work here. So people with data science degrees, with experience in AI, that's a challenge. It's something that we as a company, Codec, really care about and need, and we would feel let down by our government if they close that possibility off.
I think after Brexit, I think we'll be absolutely fine. I think entrepreneurs always find a way to maximise their business. I think people will see it as an opportunity rather than a setback.
I'm here on the Glad on Board Soapy Worried bus, which is going to be touring some university campuses around the UK.